Greetings, good people. Welcome back to the channel. All right, so I got a Wendy Williams update. Okay, so according to the U.S. Sun, there is this source that's talking to the U.S. Sun and other media outlets, and they are saying that Wendy Williams's podcast that she's been promoting or her team has been promoting is most likely not going to happen. All right. They're also stating that Wendy Williams is lonely. She does not keep any of her friends up to date as far as how she's doing, any projects that she has going on, any work projects, or even the podcast. So they're talking to media outlets for whatever reason, and they're just saying that Wendy is lonely. Um, we didn't need a source to tell us that, right? I mean, ever since her now ex-husband pretty much tore the family apart and decided to do what he did, I mean, kind of knew Wendy didn't want to be alone, right? You know what I mean? She was dating, I guess, kind of, and she tried to make it seem like she was having such a good time dating. She said that she was engaged to a police officer. Y'all remember that? We don't know who the heck that is. So yeah, Wendy is up in age. Her son is older. He's out of the house. I think Wendy wants that life that she envisioned for herself. You know, the kid, the husband. Now that the kid is out of the house, her and her husband could travel. She wanted that life. She kind of had everything planned out. Well, life happened. Okay, so I can believe that she is lonely. She was being accused of hanging out with some questionable folks. She does have a new guardian, and this guardian seems to be pretty tough because she's not letting a lot of things slide. And I'm wondering who appointed this specific guardian over her money and her estate. Very, very interesting. All right, so let's dig into this article. The source said that recently the former host has been reaching out to former friends to meet up. She's been calling people saying, hey, let's have dinner, but she's acting like it's like all this time has passed hasn't passed, excuse me. It's the out of the blue call with no update on how she's doing or anything. This is what the source is telling the U.S. Sun. When she reaches out, she acts as if, we went out to eat last week. What's more, the insider added that when she doesn't talk about anything personal, she goes into diatribes about how she's single. So she doesn't tell her friends, how she's doing, even mentally, how she's doing physically. She just talks about being single. Well, maybe Wendy doesn't want to tell these people her business, because here we are now reading an article about these inside sources going to media outlets. So maybe she doesn't want to tell people her personal business. She just wants to have casual conversation about dating and going out to eat. I mean, I don't know. This person goes on to say, when you finally do get her to give you an update about how she's been, she goes off into these tangents about being single, looking for love, and this other stuff. Okay. They also found it strange, this insider, that she never mentions any projects that she's supposedly working on. Now, a second Wendy source noted that on Wendy's podcast website, there is an open call for random people to sign up to be a guest on her yet to be seen show. Now, I haven't taken a look to see if this is true, so I'll just make the assumption that it is. Okay, so this person said the sign up form for random people to appear on her podcast is a little strange, they said, adding they've heard nothing about Wendy's new platform coming to fruition with any major audio show carriers. Who do you think this insider is? It's more than one. I have a I have an assumption, or I have someone in mind, I should say, who I think it is, and I think this person is in media themselves. That's running to the press and saying all of these things or reporting all of these things. I could be totally wrong, but it's a media personality. That's just my opinion. Anyway, the article continues. However, in response to a comment call, Wendy's publicist told the U.S. Sun this week that they wouldn't give a time frame and would only say it's coming soon as it pertains to the podcast, right? The rep added, Wendy's podcast is coming to life and is in its planning stage. Now, how long has she been planning this so-called podcast? I'm going to be honest. When I heard that the Wendy Williams Experience podcast was a thing, I did not think that Wendy was well enough to actually be on a podcast. She wasn't well enough to even hold a conversation when she was doing over the phone interviews. So I don't know. They are selling merchandise, right? I think the website has merch. I haven't gone on there to look because I have no intention on purchasing anything. That man that is working with her, who is her manager, I can't remember his name. I don't know. He just seems a little bit shifty to me. Okay, so Wendy's rep, of course, doing damage control, basically said that Wendy is enthused to get back out there and is building a product that is precise and exemplifies her and the needs of her fan base. All good things take time. Okay, so a lot of her team, they just give the same old repetitive statements to the media outlets. So back in December, the U.S. Sun revealed that the identity of the guardian in control of Wendy's assets. Okay, and this person's name is Sabrina Morisi. Multiple sources and court filings show that the guardian is in charge of the 58-year-old former TV host estate, and as a result, she is responsible for who in Wendy's orbit can receive money and payments from her fortune. The top-notch expert's biography heralded Sabrina's expertise in estate administration, guardianship, and litigation. Passionate about representing elderly, oh, and elderly clients and protecting them from fraud and abuse, she appears regularly on their behalf in the New York state courts, helping them to obtain appropriate support in the home, safeguard their assets, and plan for the future. This is what the Guardian's biography reads. Okay, in court documents that were previously exclusively revealed by the U.S. Sun, Wendy's ex-husband Kevin petitioned a judge in their divorce case to order the guardian to resume his alimony payments that ceased in February. Okay, I think that was last year. Now, do you guys remember, or is it last? I think it was last year. Do you guys, I don't know if you remember hearing this, but Kevin Hunter, ex-husband of Wendy Williams, he was getting alimony from Wendy, right? So once this new guardian came in, or once they were transitioning to the new guardianship, his alimony was cut off. So he had to go to court, to petition for this to resume. And he basically said that he's behind on his mortgage. He said that he's behind on his car payments. His car is going to be repossessed. He has medical bills, I think he said. He's in need of surgery or something like that. But basically all of his bills are behind, and he pretty much wants the judge to reinstate the alimony, which was a part of the divorce settlement agreement between Wendy and Kelvin. So here's what I don't understand. You were getting alimony. Okay, great. I'm not sure how much. So you mean to tell me you and your girlfriend, who is also the mother of your child, your second child, you guys weren't doing anything to produce any income on top of getting the alimony from Wendy Williams? So your girlfriend, who is also the mother of your second child, was okay living off of the funds of your ex-wife? You sure know how to pick them, Kelvin. You sure know how to pick them. Additionally, her son, Kevin Jr., alluded to the guardian's tight control on Wendy's money when he was evicted from his luxury apartment in September after his mother's finances were frozen in February, leaving him unable to keep up with his steep $6,800 monthly rent. Now, little Kev, you don't need an apartment where the rent is $6,800. It's just you. I don't even think you have a dog. You know what I'm saying? So what's up with that? Guardian cut that off. One source close to the situation told the U.S. Sun that Kevin Jr. was not enrolled in college in the spring, and that that basically in part impacted the ability to access certain funds that were earmarked by Wendy to assist in his schooling. The insider said the Guardian, in cutting the son off financially, reasoned that while not enrolled in school, the 22-year-old can get a job. One source close to the situation also revealed that Sabrina, who's the guardian, also played a key part in facilitating Wendy's recent 2-month stay in a Malibu rehabilitation facility, where multiple sources allege that she was undergoing treatment for quote unquote severe alcoholism. Interesting. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe Wendy Williams is tired of her son too and her ex-husband. Some people think that she's kind of quote unquote playing crazy so that she can get out of having to pay her ex-husband any money. I'm not mad at it. Now, to my understanding, when this was first reported as it pertains to Little Kevin Jr., he didn't have any money because Wendy's assets were all frozen. He didn't have any money to pay his college tuition, which is why he could not enroll for his senior year. So I don't know. Did he drop out? Did he drop out because of the funds? I don't know. So we'll see how this goes. Now I find this interesting that this article is saying this, right? What I just read. And then the Daily Mail is reporting something completely different. They got Wendy, looking great in her coat with her little studded glasses. They're saying that she's ready to make a comeback. Polar opposite of the first article, okay? They showed Wendy walking hand in hand with, that's not her bodyguard, but that's the manager guy, I think, isn't it? I forgot his name. So I don't know. This is two conflicting stories. What I personally think is, I don't think Wendy is anywhere near ready to return to any form of media. No podcast, certainly not. No one's gonna give her a show. I think Wendy is not as well as she used to be, and I think that she should just continue to retire and continue to enjoy her life. I think she should try to get her son back on track as much as she can. Yes, he is a 22-year-old boy. We don't know, a man, excuse me. We don't know what exactly is going on. I got my eye on this new guardian of her estate. But again, maybe Wendy is tired of taking care of her son and tired of taking care of her ex-husband, and she's very much entitled to feel that way if that's the case, and maybe she is playing crazy. So I mean, I don't know. I don't want to see Wendy Williams on a podcast. I've said this before. I think that she should just continue to enjoy her life, and just relax, take it easy. You've put in the work. Your name is solidified with the greats as it pertains to media. Everybody is mimicking your style. So yeah, you've left a major mark in the space of media. Okay, especially being a woman in media, a black woman in media. So I don't know. I'm not interested in the podcast. As far as the merch, I mean, hey, sell it. Why not? People are going to buy it. You're going to buy it. But I have given up all hope of Wendy Williams having a podcast. And it's because I don't think it's a good idea. Wendy's in a fragile state, and I don't think she needs to be exploited by anyone. So it seems that this guardian has put her foot down. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think. Are you anticipating Wendy Williams' return? Are you still hanging on to the hope that Wendy Williams will return? Do you think Wendy Williams needs a podcast, or you think Wendy should just unplug her mic and hang it up? Drop down in the comments, share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'm signing off. I love you for watching. As always, until next time, peace.